Now then, and welcome back to another episode of MTG Arena. And I'm here today, again, with Dean.
Hello.
Today we've got a core set opening of 110 packs. We've gone a little better than the 91 we opened at the start of the last set. 110 packs. How do you get 110 packs?
Well, you buy the starter box, which comes with 50. You save up 30-some thousand gold in the previous month, and then you top it up with some gems. I got some gems to get the mastery things, and so I bought a few extra to top it up to over 100, and then I had a few extra kicking about. Some of those are my 3 free ones for Play Core 2020.
So the tactic is basically save up for a box set and save all your gold from all your daily quests in order to buy as many packs as you can as soon as a new set's released.
About a month before I start saving.
Yeah.
Usually I buy packs up until then.
And then you have had a very special way of going through the decks afterwards, haven't you? The collection.
Yeah. What I did was I found online that there is a tactic that allows you to convert your excess common and uncommon wildcards, which if you're anything like me...
If you're opening 100 packs, then you're going to have a few excess common and uncommons.
Yeah, I had about 200 uncommon excesses and about 96, I think, common excess. And so what I did was I went through and I made 4 sets of various useful looking commons and uncommons, so that when they come up in the booster packs, they add straight onto vault levels, which is directly converting those rather bad wildcards into the good mythic and rare ones.
That's very cool. So you've basically gone through and bought a playset of every card that you think you would use.
And some of the ones that were just handy that I've used in the past.
Well, some of these are
cool. Yeah,
some of these are pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
So if we get any of these during the draft, you've already got them. They then go into your mythic pool, or your build up to mythic stuff pool.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So opening the packs, I shall pass the mouse over so that you can have the clicks and the pleasure of opening this fresh pack. If only there was a little smell to it as well.
They don't smell anymore. I've opened I've opened some real products, and they don't have the smell anymore. They've got rid of the ink smell.
It's terrible.
I know, it's part the best part. So let's have a look. What have we got here then?
Well, let's not really pick out too many commons and uncommons. But
Yeah.
what have we got as early game stuff? There's some new stuff here. So Before we've seen before, Bone to Ash we've seen before. A counter-target creature spell, destroy artifacts. Whenever another blue creature enters the battlefield under your control, put top 2 cards, another mill. And then the Cutthroat is enters the battlefield, destroy target creature and opponent controls that was dealt damage this turn. Not too bad. All fairly common standard
stuff.
stuff.
That's a reprint, isn't it? Isn't there one that does that already?
The Cutthroat.
Yeah.
And Uncaged Fury, werewolfy type stuff. That looks pretty cool. Double strike. And enters the battlefield, target player shuffles a library of cards.
Oh, they've upgraded that because there's a one going at the minute that gives you first strike and like +0, +2, I think. And so they've decided that actually they'll make one that does double strike now. Now that is a bit more expensive, but
still pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at the rares for 110.
Oh, way up.
That's a big one. 6 mana. 8/7. So it's this new rule that they've got. 6 mana would normally be a 6/6, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But now they've got 3 of the same colour. Gives you a big boss in that colour.
Such a pain in the backside to get out in a 3-colour deck, though.
Yeah. So monocoloured decks have some big bosses to play. Legendary creature Hydra, Vigilance. Hydra spells you cast cost 4 mana less. 4 colourless mana less. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell, Gargos, Vicious Watcher, fights up to 1 target creature you don't control.
That's nice.
Whenever you target a creature with a spell,
Yeah.
he fights another creature.
Yeah.
So you could cast a fight spell targeting one of your creatures
Yeah.
and technically fight 2 creatures.
Yeah, that's silly. Also, we're going to see Hydra decks with that 4 less to cast as well.
Yep.
So
Cheap Hydras. And that is just amazing for fighting target creatures. A burn deck against you, tries to burn off your Llanowar elf, and he fights and knocks out something big.
Yeah, there's plenty of cheaty ways of getting that out as well. But with Viv Reed about, there's no real need to even cheat him out.
And yeah, let's see what the next is then. First pack down. Rares and mythics. It's going to be a rare, and you get some more uncommons.
Well, there's a good start. I'm always fond of dragons.
Dragon enters the battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. Nice.
I'm not sure it's the best dragon in the world, but it's a dragon. What can I say? It does that not look like Smaug?
That looks like a proper dragon, at least, protecting his treasure hoard.
Yeah, it looks like Smaug.
Mm-hmm.
And a fencing ace, which
1/1 double strike. Yeah,
not much to say about
it's
that.
a first
really.
strike 1/1, fairly nice early game.
Yeah.
It's all right. The Leafkin Druid, though, what's that?
Oh, now, do you know, I was playing last night when the set just came out, and everybody was playing these. They're the new mana source.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
They're a pain in the bum to get rid of because they've got that 3 toughness.
Yeah, so the little shocks and stuff don't work quite so much, but yeah, it's quite nice. If you've got a decent amount of creatures, then they ramp up quick, which if you've got a lot of mana ramping creatures, then that's really good ramp for the card previously. If this was a draft, we'd be in green.
We would, wouldn't we? Yeah, so in green. Let's see what we get here. Oh, there's another... look at him.
He's epic for 1 drop. 1 drop black,
Yeah.
a 1/2 is epic on its own. And then you can boost him in turn 3 to give him a +3/+3 and Death Touch. At the beginning of your end step, if you lost 4 or more life this turn, put a 1/1 counter on him.
Yeah, I quite like him. He might be going in my vampire deck.
He's a very good, very good. He's definitely worthy of every black deck ever.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Go on then, let's see the next one. Let's not keep these viewers waiting.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll speed up once we get further in.
Some familiar faces out there and some not so interesting cards. Renowned Weaponsmith, what's he all about?
Let's have a look.
Add mana to cast artifact spells. Nice. Search your library for a card named Heart Piercer Bow or Vial of Dragonfire. Reveal it and put it in your hand and shuffle your library. Some kind of combo wombo thing going on there?
Must be, yeah. I've not seen those cards yet. So.
Well, let's hope we do soon. And Manifold Key. Untap another target artifact.
Now, this one I had seen.
And target creature can't be blocked.
There's some right combos for that one.
Kind of nice, yeah. Untap target artifact. If you untapped something, I don't know, something that does damage, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Or just gives vigilance to something big would be okay.
There's a I don't know if it's in standard, but there's a artifact creature that gives all other artifact creatures +1/+1. And you have to tap it.
Aha, and then you can untap it again.
Yeah, do
Nice.
it again.
Let's see what the rare is. Marauding Raptor. 2 mana, 2/3, that's
This
good.
is silly.
Creature spells cost 1 less, that's epic as well. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Marauding Raptor deals 2 damage to it. When under your control, Marauding Raptor deals 2 damage to it. If a dinosaur is dealt damage this way, Marauding Raptor gets +2/+0 to the end of the turn. So it basically deals 2 damage to your own creatures, potentially triggering those
Silly
enrage
dinosaur effects.
Yeah. It's not so great because it's 2 damage, and a lot of those little dinosaurs that I like the most were 2 toughness. But the big dinosaurs gain some life and that kind of stuff when they're enraged. They were quite nice.
Yeah.
That's not bad, is it?
That white one that eats another creature, the big T-Rex one. I can't remember what his name is.
Right, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, and he's only 2 mana as well, which is quite silly.
1 mana if you've already got one out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now.
Oh, well, that's an easy card.
Another uncommon. Very good, yeah. Any card you want. Silverback Shaman. When he dies, draw a card. With Trample.
Yeah, his mana costs
5 for 5/4 with
is
Trample.
fine.
That's
Yeah,
not too bad.
that's fine, but yeah.
It's sort of like a standard common,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Standard.
What have we got here?
Diamond Knight.
As Diamond Knight enters the battlefield, choose a colour. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen colour, put a +1/+1 counter on Diamond Knight.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah, that's going to be particularly unpleasant with those proliferate decks that are going about.
And it's vigilance as well.
Yeah.
It goes in any counter deck. Any proliferating counters. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Let's see what we've got under there. Oh.
Villis, Broker of Blood. It's one of those mono black deck ones.
Yeah, look at the cost of him.
Yeah, it's an 8 mana 8/8, so the cost doesn't equate to anything cheaper with the 3 black.
No, but yeah,
it's just like solid
tough
black.
to get out, isn't he?
Well, unless you were reanimated from a graveyard, maybe.
Yeah. There's plenty of ways of cheating them out. But...
Flying 8/8. 1 mana, pay 2 life. Target creature gets -1/-1 until the end of turn, and there's no tap on that, so that you can just do that over and over again until some creature's dead.
And if you've got Massacre Girl out, you could start Chain Reaction.
Could start a chain reaction with Massacre Girl, yeah. And also, if you've got some decent life linkers, that would be you could wipe anything out. Target creatures die, and you gain life from something else. Whenever you lose life, draw that many cards. So you draw 2 cards off that 1 mana as well as giving a creature -1/-1.
And he's basically a 16 mana direct damage spell, so I can't do that. He's a 16 mana direct damage spell because, in some regards, because you to yourself obviously, but if you can find some way to sort of get something that does effects when you lose life, you can spend a lot of time losing life and gaining life and losing life.
There was the one earlier where if you lose certain amount of life per turn, you put counters on the creature.
Yeah,
So make it even more powerful.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Next up,
we seem to have had a Planeswalker deck last time. This time we seem to be looking at a set. We seem to be looking at legendary sets this time round.
Sky Knight Vanguard, good for the Boros. Flying 1/2. That's not so great, but it's okay. Whenever it attacks, create a 1/1 white creature token that's tapped and attacking, which is very good. So it's a 2-for-1.
It's the Hasda fella, but he flies.
Yeah. Yeah, flying
Hasda
Knight. Yeah. Okay, and you've got another Leafkin Druid. Very good.
Exile target creature or planeswalker that's black or red. Scry 1.
So right for sideboard.
Yeah, it might work for sideboard. Now that...
The ley line.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yes.
You have hexproof from the start of the game.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, somebody played that on me last night when I was playing my red deck.
Bye bye red deck.
Fortunately, it was my speed. It was my Gruul aggro, not my
aggro red.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. Duress is still in. That's good to see. Dawning Angel enters the battlefield, gains 4 life. Not bad, not bad. Astral Blade. What's this new thing we've got over here? Astral Blade.
Oh yeah, Ancestral Blade.
Ancestral Blade.
When Ancestral Blade enters the battlefield, create 1/1 white soldier creature token, then attach Ancestral Blade to it. Equip creature gets +1/+1 and equip 1. That's actually not that bad.
So you pay 2, get a 2/2 out.
Yeah.
For free, and then you can equip it to somebody else for +1/+1.
And
so
if you've got a bounce to put artifacts back in your hand, and I'm not so sure as if there isn't a planeswalker that does that, you can just keep bouncing it and creating soldier tokens.
Yes, it's a long way around to get soldier tokens.
Yeah.
Bouncing and recasting a 2 mana, but it's okay, it's cool. And what was the green card?
I know this is supposed to be quite good, I'm told.
Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card. That's not too bad, yeah?
There seems to be a theme with green about targeting your own creatures.
Yeah, and there's lots of like giant growth and stuff like that to target your own creatures with special abilities. Pretty cool. And the rare, a shifting Triceratops, or Ceratops.
There we go. That's always a good start. Look, I keep forgetting I can't put the pointer over it.
Can't be countered. That's good. Yeah. It's a 5/4 for 4. Protection from blue. And shift inside Ceratops. Gains your choice of reach, trample, haste until the end of turn. So for an extra mana, you can give it haste till the end of turn. Good for aggro as well. Or reach if you want to take something out of the sky. Very good.
Yeah, it's really handy because green at the minute has a really big hole in it for flyers. And that's the same cost as a Ripjaw Raptor to get out, and it gives you that ability to shoot down those flyers, which are a bit of a nuisance at the minute.
Now, did I notice that the protection from wasn't working previously in Arena? Have you noticed that?
I wasn't aware.
You're not supposed to be blocked by
No. I think they put it in a bit like they sort of implemented it with the hexproof code and hadn't realised that you're not actually allowed to block blue. Well, you can block blue creatures. Blue creatures can't block you.
Yeah, and I did that with some protection from black, and I was black and I blocked people with protection from black, and I was wondering, how's that working? It's all one. But anyway, that's hopefully fixed now in the M20. Let's hope. And protection from blue's pretty good for the bounce spells and the like, so that's not too bad.
And the non-countering's also awesome.
Yeah, so good against the blue deck.
Yeah,
very cool.
Let's see what we get. Oh look, Scuttlemutt.
A Scuttlemutt. 3 mana, add 1 mana of any colour, but it's a creature, which is nice.
Yeah.
Target creature becomes colour or colours of your choice until the end of turn.
Handy with those protection cards. You can tap that and make something really big into like a blue creature and then block it with the Stereotop so it doesn't take damage.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like Golter.
It's target creature not you control.
Yeah, target creature. It can be used offensively.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then Might of the Masses, standard. Yeah.
For each creature you control for 1 mana, though, just think about those obscene sapling decks.
Yeah. Might of the Masses is back.
Oh, and another. We've seen him.
And another one of those. Very good.
Yeah.
Excellent. More uncommons and commons.
So what have we got here?
Pattern Matcher. 4 mana, 3/3. When Pattern Matcher enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card with the same name as another creature you control. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Very cool. It's kind of a 2-for-1 in a way.
A bit like that Crabman, isn't it?
Fairly cool. Yeah. Like it. It's alright.
Oh, there's another one of the Cavaliers.
A Cavalier. The Elemental Knights.
Yeah.
So this is another one that's basically mono red. 5 mana for a 6/5 is pretty decent anyway. For 2 mana, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until the end of the turn. Very good. And when Cavalier of Flame enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards to clear your hand out. Very good. When Cavalier of Flame dies, it deals X damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control, where X is the number of lands in your graveyard. I'm guessing that says at the bottom.
Yeah.
So you can discard land cards, and when he dies, he deals X damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control, where X is the number of land cards you in your graveyard. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool.
It's good if you got a handful of land when you get him out.
It's when he enters the battlefield and you've got a handful of land, then that's useful. But chances are that's not going to happen.
No.
So that's kind of only useful against a destroy land deck or a sack land deck where you sack the land to make an effect, and then you get some damage that way.
Bontu there, you could drop your land in there into the graveyard with Bontu and then drop him in as well to do the damage.
You could do a lot of milling deck damage as well, so you go up against a milling deck and they mill 15 of your land and you just go and blow the face off.
Yeah, they won't like that.
They mill half your land into the graveyard and then you drop him and just destroy him quickly. That'd be pretty epic. Yeah, he's pretty good. I like the Cavalier Flame. Yeah. Mono red looking good.
Right, we'll move along.
Yeah, speaking of land destruction, there's another Tectonic Rift coming out.
Yes.
What we got? What's the Wolfkin Bond? When it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. I like the idea of a wolf deck in this set.
Yeah,
I really like that idea.
It's quite nice. It is a little bit on the expensive side, but it does do a lot of things.
Yeah, you get a +2/+2 and a 2/2 wolf creature token.
Yeah.
For 5 though, that is fairly expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Creeping Trailblazer. What we got over
this
here?
I've been seeing people playing these.
Elementals get +1/+0. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can boost it to get +1/+1 for each elemental you control. That's pretty cool for an elemental deck. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in the Gruul colours as well, which is interesting.
Yeah. Gruul Elementals.
I could think of a Rhythm of the Wild deck that would go in lovely with.
Mm-hmm. Seems great. And what's the big card?
We've got him. Oh, that's a new one.
Agent of Treachery. 7 mana for a 2/3. He better do something here.
Yeah, that's what
When he enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent.
Yeah, he does something.
Yeah, he does something pretty good. It's like it's not quite a mass manipulation though. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more permanents you don't own, draw 3 cards.
So that's looking like they're trying to encourage proper control decks again, not the ones where you control them by killing them, where you actually just take them off somebody.
I do like Teferi Bounce.
Yeah.
And if that reads correctly, you gain control of the permanent. You don't give it back when he leaves the battlefield.
No, so you could Teferi Bounce him and do it again.
Yeah, which is only 2 more mana the next turn, and he comes back in as a 3/4. And you could do that a few times, quite easily. Yeah, that's not bad. It's quite expensive though, but for what it does, it is the right type of mana cost in it.
Yeah.
Go on then, let's see what we get next. Over we go. So we've got
there's an old favourite, look.
Air Elemental, 4/4 flying for 5, yeah. And Captivating Gaia.
That's really expensive.
Return up to 3 target creatures to their owner's hands. Still targeting creatures.
It is, but bearing in mind...
It's 3 at once. That's like 3 of those 2 mana bound spells.
Yeah, it's
all in one
rolled
card.
into one, yeah. I mean, I think it'll work.
It's alright late game, but by then a blue control should have already controlled the situation and not have 3 targets to deal with.
Yeah.
And it's target creatures, so you still can't do
hexproof
creatures. Yeah.
No.
Oh, the Steel Overseer. I remember him.
That was the fellow I was telling you about that you can untap and put. I didn't realise he'd been reprinted in this set.
I loved it. So you put 1/1 counters on the creatures. It's not like 1/1 until the end of turn. So you tap and untap him for 2 1/1 counters on each artifact.
There is the Planeswalker Saheeli, and there is the Planeswalker. One of the Khans is producing those little 1/1 tokens.
Yep. Pretty epic. There used to be a really good aggro artifact deck where I played Steel Overseer in all the time, and there was another little one that came out and got a bit of lifelink. Another one came out and draw some cards. There was all sorts, and you just went over the top. Then there was also a white enchantment that gave +2/+2 to all artifact creatures.
Yes, I remember that.
Tempered Steel, something like that. Tempered Steel and Steel Overseer was a pretty good combo deck back in the past. So, yes, I'm looking forward to that. I want 4 of them now, please.
Hopefully you save your rare cards.
Desert of the Red Ewe.
Oh, look.
A Dragon Mage. Looks very cool picture, Wes. I like the picture. 5/5 for 7, though. He's only a flying 5/5 for 7. When Dragon Mage deals combat damage to a player, each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards.
Oh, so they've put some milling in red.
That's a disadvantage in a way. It deals combat damage to a player. Each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards. So if they've got no cards in their hand, they still draw 7 new cards.
However,
so you're giving your opponent 7 cards.
If you get Tamiyo out, she prevents effects that
draw more than 1 card. So they would hit and then
discard
only be able
effects. Tamiyo kills discard effects, so you could just do it to your opponent with Tamiyo.
Right. There's also the mage that draws cards, the blue planeswalker that only allows you to draw 1 card per turn.
Oh, so you could. That's a cripple deck.
So you hit them, but they discard their whole hand and only draw 1 back.
Yeah, that's nasty.
And you draw 7.
That is really nasty.
But for 7 mana,
yeah,
that's pretty.
You'd have to cheat him out, wouldn't you?
It'd be hard work getting him out in time to do that any justice.
If you got to that point, though, they're done.
Yeah. And then you restock your hand with 7 cards that you can do them with in the end.
Yeah.
So long game is pretty cool.
Handful of counter spells if you've got to put blue in for Tamiyo as well. So
yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Ether Gust. Choose target spell or permanent that is red or green. It only puts it on top of his library. It's okay.
Another one of those sideboard cards. I think they seem to be targeting sideboards again. Oh, look at that.
Planar Cleansing. Destroy all non-land permanents. And triple white.
That's really annoying because it also does planeswalkers, which most of the current ones doesn't.
Does everything but land, which is very, very difficult to work around for yourself unless you're playing full-on control.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Turn 6, destroy everything you've done and everything your opponent's done. Now that's okay if your opponent's done everything in their hand and you've just tried to control the damage. Then you wipe everything and then you've got 4 or 5 cards in your hand. You start from there.
Yeah.
But you still got to wait till turn 6 before you can start playing.
Yeah, and without ramping.
But it will still be used a lot in the control decks that go, right, that's it, you've done everything to me you can, I've decided I just want to board wipe, start again.
There's a gate meta going about at the minute, which this would work quite well with, because they use very little creatures.
The gates, yeah.
Yeah.
A gate
and
deck.
they ramp like Billy-O.
Mm-hmm.
So
that'll be good. Next up.
what have we got there?
Apostle of Purifying Light. Protection from black. Exile target card from a graveyard.
That's quite pleasant, actually.
2 mana. It's not too bad.
It doesn't do any favours for those people who want to cheat things out their graveyard.
Yep, the reanimation type stuff doesn't work, does it? Yeah.
No.
Return target creature card you control and each aura attached to it to its owner's hand, to their owner's hand. Effectively, this ability activate this ability only once per turn. So you can return your creature card to your hand and any auras that your opponents cast on it back to their hands. So they can just cast the auras again, and you can cast the creature again.
It's more if you get out, you put that. If you're trying to put out that enchantment that lets you draw, and you sort of put that one on first, and then if they don't get rid of it, then you put the enchantment on, and they think, oh yeah, I'll blow it up then. You can get it. It just protects you and your enchantments.
Yeah, there's that. You can protect your own creatures and aura cards as well.
I don't.
It's not really very useful against.
You see as well. So it's not actually. It's not actually an enchantment. You can just lob it on the table turn 3, and then you can just keep your enchanted creatures enchantments if people try and get rid of them.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's not that bad actually.
Not too bad. Be right.
Oh, look here.
And you're in green again with a
Yeah.
6 mana 5/5 with 5 green mana sitting on a wall. Untap target land you control. It becomes a 5/5 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land.
That's nasty.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
They have learnt from the Nissa as well, because now currently the way Nissa's set up, I think she puts +1/+1 counters on it. You can proliferate the land creatures.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just it becomes a 5/5
Yeah.
until the end of land. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. I wonder if you could spark double a 5/5 elemental creature that's still a land.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
And have an extra one with haste. That'd be quite cool. But yeah, that's not bad. At 5 mana for the effect, get a 5/5 whenever you want.
It's quite nice. Yeah.
Over and over again. You can just basically pay 5 mana and out. It comes.
If you've got Nissa out as well.
Yeah, it'd be quite easy to tap those land for the mana to be able to make a new 5/5 and crush your opponent.
I had those biogenic oozes out the other day with Nissa, and I ended up with about like 45 of them on the table.
You really need to learn to kill your opponent faster.
Oh, he was doing the same thing. That's why, and I was trying to reach critical mass.
45. What we got here then? A Gravedigger with a new artwork.
Yeah,
Gravedigger new,
that
basically
one
the same
speaks for
thing.
itself.
Yeah. And a Mythic.
Yeah, we were all right with that one.
Yeah. Let's get another couple in before the end of the episode.
Yep.
We've got
Ooh, hey up.
Thought Distortion. Cool picture. This spell can't be countered. Target opponent reveals their hand, exile all non-creature, non-land cards from that player's hand and graveyard. What
Oh my
the
word.
heck? 6 mana, destroy control player's hand. Because it can't be countered.
No.
So you just basically remove all of their controlling cards.
That could actually
Turn 6.
potentially become my new favourite spell.
That's pretty good if you're going against control decks. Just put it in the sideboard if nothing else.
Yeah.
And so turn 6, get rid of your control hand player, and then you start playing your black. Bang, bang, bang. Non-creature, non-land, yeah. What's that? Simple 1/1 protection from red?
Cerulean Drake, flying protection from red, 1/1 for 2 mana.
And sacrifice to counter a target spell. So it's like one of those little merfolk things.
Do you know that is going to be really valuable, I reckon, in paper, because everybody loves a counter spell that you can hit people with.
Yeah. Well, gets rid of a spell that targets you, like a fireball to the face.
It's a more powerful one of those pirates.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
And your rare to finish the episode? Graft Digger's Cage. Graft Diggers. Not quite a grave digger, a Graft Digger Cage for 1 mana. Creature cards in graveyards and libraries cannot enter the battlefield. Ah, that's pretty cool. Players cannot cast spells from graveyards or libraries. So all of those jump starts can't work either.
I have a feeling that's going in my Super Friends deck.
That's just 1 mana. And if you're not using those tricks, you can block the whole deck somebody else is playing. That's pretty epic. We like that. And there's 1 mana turn 1. You can't do any of your tricks, most decks. Wow. Even red burn decks just have things that come back and hit you again. And blue draw spells come back and do it again. And oh man, there's so many decks that use graveyard and abilities like that. That's pretty epic. What a way to finish the first episode. If you enjoyed, then please leave a like. And down below, leave some comments on what you thought we've got in the cards. We'll be back with another episode very, very soon. We're going to continue opening these decks. 96 to go. See you next time.
See you next time.